What's up, guys? CSG Cisco back again, reacting to One Piece chapter 1115. Now, it's been a very long time since I've read a One Piece chapter on live or anything, but I have been reading them, obviously. Um, things have been getting really interesting. I'm trying not to swear right now, but you know, let's get into this chapter because I'm pretty excited. With all the things that have been going on. Things have been heating up with the revelations that happened in the previous chapters. World is sinking. Makes sense because this was alluded to way back since Water 7, stuff like that. So let's get into it. Continental Fragment. The cover story continues with Oni Child Yamato in the Holy Shine Image Volume 5, getting a bento from Hiyori. And why are they giving Yamato a bento when Yamato is like grand adventure around Wano? Yamato's gonna eat that and starve. Like afterwards, Yamato is not gonna want to eat for a while, or not want to eat, but I should say and my mind drifted off. I mean, she's gonna need to eat soon, right? She's gonna need to eat soon, and then what is she gonna do? She's gonna have to start fighting things, killing animals. They're probably still poison. Anyway, page 1. The news shakes Wano too. The flower capital, Wano. It's hard to believe the foreign transmission. Now, you may be wondering how he came to be known as a pirate. Right. Joy Boy was the first pirate. That was also a big one. We found the snail in the castle among Orochi. So, you were a pirate, Joy. Like Luffy, you know of him, my lord. A jail cell at the G4 naval base. Boy, boy, who cares? I bet you could beat him. I bet you could easily beat him, right, Captain Kid? Oh my god, the Malo Black is now a fake kid. Ex-fake Luffy, the Malo Black. Duh, the man's already dead. That's our captain. The only thing bigger than his confidence is his belly. Yeah, I'm clearly a million times tougher than this Joy Toy. It's Joy Boy, boss. Bro, where is what is why, man? The Malo is something else. And now he's in jail. Do bear in mind, I only have access to a handful of poneglyphs, but their combined narrative clearly chronicles an unbelievable history about a great war in the past. During that period, Joy Boy faced an enemy, the organization now known as the World Government. Wait, isn't that us? uh, us? Well, he did say he was a pirate. Vegapunk. Back then, they were merely the allied powers, a temporary coalition consisting of 20 separate kingdoms. Yo, the elders are mad. Workury's over here. Vegapunk. Yo. Oh, whoa! Mars is radiating. Conqueror's hockey is knocking out all of the snails. All the transponder snails are falling from everywhere. He's trying to find the one. It can be assumed that an alliance was the only feasible way to oppose the formidable faction to which Boy belonged. I'm afraid that the cause of this conflict still eludes me. I do not presume to judge the morality of the combatants. I can, however, say that this war was a clash of two opposing ideologies. I mentioned earlier that Joy Boy was born into a fantastical civilization. Oh, you look, Zunisha, one so advanced that it is hard to believe it existed over 900 years ago. The weapons that existed during the century long struggle are far beyond our modern science. Amazing. What's that peanut headed fool saying? Ah, boss, you're making me hungry. Such technology is baffling even to a genius such as myself. So big headed. And therein lies our problem. Uh, Sussy. Huh? It's me, Edison. Edison? Lower the barrier and hightail it out of here. But I can't. What if something were to happen to the Straw Hat crew? I'm gonna be straight with you. There ain't no point in the barrier no more. Not when there are monsters on the island who can ignore it. Yeah, these guys are walking around just knocking every life form. They're supposed to be killing them. I don't know. I don't know if you can kill Conquer Saki, that's insane. That is insane. But they're just knocking all the snails out, as far as I know. It could be killing them. We've done all we can for them. I'm sure they'll make it somehow. How much longer, Jinbei? My apologies, we're almost there. There's nothing to apologize for. We were busy. Is that you, Zoro? You're gonna get it later. Now hurry up. They're moving their ships to blockade the northeast coast. I'll never forgive you if we get blasted out of the water after all this. That's good to hear. I was worried Stella would never forgive me if I let them get. As if. Now get your ass out of there. But I don't know what to do with myself. Now that Stella's gone, who am I meant to live for? I have no purpose. And Kaku's hearing that. Don't let him use his sword. This geezer can cut anything. Yeah, I think it feels kind of like Kaku is in a situation kind of like that. Like captured now, or even Lucci probably. You know, they're down, and it's like, what are they supposed to do? You know, like after and all this information coming out, you know, it's kind of gonna paint the world government as a villain in a way. You know, it's like, man, don't let him use his swords. This geezer can cut anything. Ah, sense the living voices. Oh, don't let him use his sword. He's talking. Oh, okay, Bonnie's talking about Buddy. Venus. A weird panel. Did Bonnie grow to be like a giant? I don't know, because Venus was like really big, or he's supposed to be kind of before. I don't know. Um, sense the living voices. Bonnie, yeah, Bonnie, get down. Yeah. Oh, Frankie. Oh, he cut the heads off the ships. Oh, she turned into a kid. I can't maintain this sordid future for very long. The Void Century ended with Joy Boy's defeat. How much do you intend to say, Vegapunk? Everything, buddy. What do you mean? Um, there are far too many life forms up here. But the aftermath had grander consequences. Oh, he sliced the lava stratum. He's like, forget it. He just cut it. The wake of the ancient conflict scarred the world, and those scars never healed. Okay, so he cuts the lava stratum. What the Seraphim see it? The Cypher Pole agents get freed, I guess, or fall out. We all know travel between islands can be excruciatingly difficult. The seas one must traverse are so vast and perilous, most people are content to live and die at their place of birth, never experiencing any culture other than their own. Isn't that a bit obvious? Yeah, haha, everyone knows that the seas are dangerous. That is common knowledge to us now. But it wasn't like that 1,000 years ago. A cataclysmic ecological disaster occurred during the Void Century, and the ancient world was swallowed by the ocean. We are now living atop of the remnants, continental fragments of the land masses that once were. All right, so there's like the world, the world below the ocean, right? All the civilizations and the kingdoms and stuff. Say what? The world of a millennia ago sleeps unseen at the bottom of the ocean. I know it is hard to believe on my word alone, but there really were multiple vast continents back then. This is insane. Hey, Nojiko, where do you think you're going? The whole world is at stake. Fill me in later. I've got to check on the tangerine orchard. Nojiko! Yeah. This change in the world helps explain how a century of history would be censored. A feat that seems nigh impossible, but it makes sense when you consider the undeniable conclusion all the data points to. Within a mere century, the average sea level rose by a staggering 200 meters. What? You're kidding. 200? The warship's only 60 meters tall. No wonder the old world disappeared. Hey, stop listening to this crap. We have work to do. The Seraphim and all those imprisoned Cypher Pole agents were spotted falling out of the lab building. We've got to rescue them. Did you hear that? His tall tales keep getting taller. The old fart's lost his marbles. What a joke. Sakura Kingdom. Is that really possible? Even now, the world still finds a way to keep things interesting. That mountain is around 200 meters. So you're saying that something that tall would be submerged? That's awful. How many people died? Yo, this chapter is really long. I am pretty happy about that. That begs the question, how and why did such a flood occur? Naturally, your first inclination might be to assume it was some kind of natural disaster. However, I can say for certain that it was no such thing. It was a man-made calamity. Can't be serious. If this catastrophe was brought about by natural means, there would be records denoting early warning signs several centuries earlier. It was a severe world altering event, after all. But all my research into meteorology, geology, ecology, and atmospheric science confirmed that there was no such natural buildup. It is impossible for such a drastic change to happen spontaneously within the span of a mere 100 years, meaning the cause lies elsewhere. My suspicions were confirmed a few days ago when I analyzed the world's current sea levels. This will be hard to accept, but that disaster 800 years ago was caused by ancient weapons technology capable of sinking the world. And that very same firepower evidently still exists, just waiting to be used again. In other words, that great war which ravaged the world during the Void century is still ongoing. Yeah, that's crazy. A war that's still ongoing, 800-year long war, or 900-year, I guess. 800? But like, what what makes it ongoing? You know, it's kind of like, what are they fighting against? Because Joy Boy was defeated. So what is the end goal? You know? Um okay. This is a great chapter. This was a great chapter. We got this panel of Im or Imu, however you want to I usually just say Im because it's not really Imu. It's just like Japanese people pronunciate, or when they pronunciate word Im, it's like they're saying Imu. There's like the mu part at the end added on. Like obviously you don't say waifu in real life. You say wife English. You don't say waifu. You know, you say wife. It's the same thing with im, where it's im, not imu. But I don't know, whatever. Anyway. Whichever one you like, I tend to say im. Um but the war is still ongoing. So this is very interesting. What are they fighting against then? I mean, there's like no forces that we've seen that keep going against the world government, and they did use the weapon. They used the mother flame or whatever, the replica, and it made the sea level rise again after they erased Lucia. So I don't know. This is the genius sheds light on a forgotten history. I don't know. Some people, this is gonna destabilize the world. Of course, there's people that are gonna think he's some crazy old kook. Um, but there are people who are like, this is like serious, you know, like this is like serious information. Obviously, the elders are they are not very happy about it. Their Conqueror's hockey is going off. Venus has already displayed a feat that I know motherfuckers are gonna go crazy for. Uh, he cut the labostratum. No room, no fancy bullshit like that. Just the sword, right? He slashed it in half, and this isn't even the final battle. This is not the final arc, you know. So the strongest. This seems like a very. This is not even a named attack. This is insane. This is just a regular sword slash, and he cut the top of a. I don't know. I don't know how big the lava stratum. I guess it could be like it's as big as the island itself, or half the island, or something. Might be Onigashima sized, or maybe even bigger than Onigashima. He cut it in half. You know, like he just cut that in half. He's done. Not even, he didn't even name it, which is like insane. It's insane. I don't know if the power scalers might minds. They're gonna go crazy over it. This isn't even the last arc, final battle, you know. So I'd assume Zoro eventually has to fight him based off of how things have went series thus far. I'd assume Zoro will have to fight. Of course, we assume that he'd have to fight two of the ring. I don't know what other opponents left for Zoro to fight other than those two. honestly. Excuse me. Honestly, I don't know who else he'd have to fight. You know, like so really I'd assume that the next opponent would probably be you. Um ah God's Knights. I forgot about them. Uh God's Knights. Right? They can be kind of like a precursor. So like they can dispatch God's Knights and then he'd have to fight whatever sword whoever's the second strong that side of things. Maybe. Unless it's gonna be like an all-out war where like every faction fights every faction. Whoever teams up, whoever is gonna choose to team up with, the side they align with the most. Um, I don't know what's gonna happen with Stussy right now either. Uh, now that Stella's gone, who am I meant to live for? I have no purpose. This feels kind of. This feels kind of like I don't know. I don't really like this because like, what if Kaku like says something that like resonates with her, and then she decides to actually like fight for the government, or at least not for the government, but for Cypher Pole, or I don't know if they're gonna keep their jobs after this incident. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't know if they're gonna keep their jobs 100%. And Kaku's always been a little. I always felt he's been too like kind-hearted to even be part of the government. So hearing all this stuff going on, uh, all the truth being revealed, will they defect? You know what I'm saying? Like, will they defect and like I don't know, do their own thing? I guess become pirates because there's not really anything else they can do. So they might as well just become a pirate crew, you know, and do whatever they want. Uh, but this is insane. This is a great chapter. Uh, I didn't read. No break next week. We're back, baby. We'll be back next week. So no matter where it is that you're watching this morning, good afternoon. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and gonna hop on Warframe.